And it looks like I'm live. Hello, all of our Tia Eldalieva, the Elven Spiritual Path patrons, community, the general public, as we're doing a public video today. My name is Callan Turniel, and I am here for the Elven Summer Solstice, which is Tarnin Austa. And it looks like we have in the house, we have Merlin, we have Erulastiel, we have Nimue and Draco. Awesome. So glad to see you guys. And Vera Faith. And I think that that's all we have in the room right now. Dekindre might be joining us today. I'm going to keep an eye on the bottom screen here on StreamYard to see if he pops in. And Dave is, I think that he is doing a ritual with IV today, but I'm not sure if they're doing one for Tarnin Austa or not. I knew that they did one for the moon. So, and I'm about to sneeze. Hang on a second. Excuse me. So, I guess I'm going to sneeze again. Maybe I need a third time for good luck, right? So be careful what I wish for. Anyhow, I am going to get ready here. But before we do, I wanted to tell you guys, we are going to be starting up the Tia Eldalieva social hour. And this was something that was suggested by one of our patrons named Echo, who I don't see in the room yet today, and I haven't heard from her, and it's fine. We're going to try for second Sunday social, right? I thought that that kind of sounded like it had a good ring to it. So then we'd remember like, oh, second Sunday. And the reason that we want to do it on a Sunday is because it usually is the best for everybody's schedule. And what we'll try to do is make it around 11 o'clock in the morning for Pacific so that it's in the afternoon for folks that are in, you know, like later in the afternoon, like around 2 o'clock, something like that for Eastern time. For our European folks and UK folks, that would be around about, 7 or 8 in the evening, something like that, right? And for Dekindre in Hawaii, it's early enough because I think for him it'll be like around 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're looking at that time every second Sunday, so that we can at least just have a way to just chill out and connect, and and it'll be done through Google Meet. It won't be on YouTube with live chat, although I think that there is a way that you can come in as like just texting and chatting and without your camera, but we'll have a way to meet so that we can talk to each other, we can see each other, and there's background, like, I don't know, things that if you want to put behind you, I think in Google Meet also, where if you don't want, you can blur it out, or you can put some kind of background. We're still looking at that. We just got the Google Meet because it's only $8 a month, and we like the features of it, and we can even record it if we want to, so we could, allow our patrons to visit each other. Like if they didn't get to go, like they can still see what we talked about. So anyway, that's coming up. Some of you already know, but the Elvish app, Ethildine, which was created by Luthien and Ilse Lunte Valion, our sister group, is ready to download in the app stores. So you can go to either your iTunes store if you have an iPhone or iPad. And you can also go to the Google Play Store if you have an Android, and you can download Ethildine. And I'm going to show you on my Android what it looks like. Okay. This is Ethildine, okay, Elvish dictionary, and it's free to download. It is you'll see how it works when you get into it. So what it does is it has, and it's hard to see on this screen. So let me see if I can. Yeah, I think that there's too much glare, but anyway, so over here you write whether it's Quenya or whatever the language that you want, okay? And it's a mint green color. It's for both, okay? And actually there's a whole bunch of Elvish languages. In fact, okay, there's Quenya, Sindarin, Primitive Elvish, excuse me. Something going on today. Okay. Neo-Sindarin, Neo-Primitive Elvish, Neo-Quenya, there's a whole bunch of languages on here, okay? Even Adunaic, Noldorin, Early Quenya. Gosh, there's even Gnomish and Kudzul on here. Oh my goodness. Middle Primitive, Middle Quenya, Old, Rohirric, okay? Weston. Okay, all the languages. Oh, thank you. I'll have to, share that later. Let's see. Okay, so on the left-hand side, it's a mint green, and then it's a gold color on the right-hand side. Now, the bottom one here, that's the word that you want to put, but if you want to do an English to Quenya, you would push this side so that would turn gold. So if you want to take an English word and translate it, then you could do that. You switch it around for doing it the other way around. Okay, it's pretty cool. So I thought I would show you guys that. And there's going to be an area of the forum that discusses the Elvish languages and using the Elvish app. So I'm gonna drop the forum again, which I believe that the link in the link tree still works for getting to the forum. It's the last link if you guys haven't seen that. So I'm encouraging you guys to come forward with that. And some of you have been asking about reading the Ainolindale, the Valaquenta, and basically the Silmarillion, okay? And I know that Il Salunte Valion has a group for that. And so I thought that I would tell you guys about that also. So I know that Elven Scholar Arendil has a group. I also know that the OneRing.net has a group reading stories. Although I think the OneRing.net, I think that it might be the Lord of the Rings or, the Hobbit. I'm not sure, which one they're reading, but I thought I would tell you guys about these because, hey, the more reading groups that we can have, and if there's community around it, it's better, right? So, okay. Erolastiel, my nails, these are from Orly. It's a breathable, meaning so that it lets my nails breathe. And it's one of the colors that are some of the newer ones that were like a designer one. It's, and I forget his name right now, but he is a chef and wears nail polish. And so his nails, he's always in the kitchen. He's always doing stuff. And so I figured because that's the only thing that I end up doing that messes up my nail polish is things in the kitchen, right? So I decided to try it out. I just applied it recently, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, but this color is called Eggplant. And so he has a black one and he has a silver one too. And then there's other colors in the breathable line that I've worn before, and they do pretty well. But I'm going to check out these new ones. So I'll, hopefully I'll have good reports on you for that. So just thought I would tell you about that. I think everything is ready to go. I did that announcement. Okay. And I did the social announcement, and, Dave's not here right now, but I did want to tell you guys also that there are going to be a couple of video classes that are going to be forthcoming in the couple of weeks. Okay. One of which will be on why we call ourselves the Elven Path, because there's a lot of confusion about, I guess that what it is when people hear the Elven spiritual path, they think that they have to be Elven in order to be here. And that's not the case. And we're going to go into why we actually use that name. And it really is just based on Tolkien's cosmological viewpoint of the origin stories. It came from the elves. And so that's why we call it the Elven spiritual path. So you do not have to be Elven to be here, in energy or in any way that, you don't have to be. What you want to do is learn about the wisdom of the elves and apply that. It would be kind of like, you could learn from, you might be able to learn from, a Native American Indian. But that doesn't make you necessarily Indian, but you get the wisdom of being Native American, and so it's kind of like that. But so yeah, that's what we're kind of after here. And the other video is going to be on the role of science within religion. And in fact, we may be updating our bylaws. We're doing the update of bylaws as we speak. DeKindre is working on that, and he's almost done. And it's very interesting because we thought that it might be a good idea to implement the role of science within the religion. And actually, I would think that anybody that is alive wants to, assess the role for science, because it does play an important role in all of our lives. But it also, the beyond physical, okay, the beyond physical measurement also plays an important part in our lives. And even psychology, which we, might consider a science, really is kind of halfway a science. It's data driven, but it's not tangible data. So, it's things that are happening at a different level. So it's one of those things. So we're going to talk about that, and we'll also be updating our bylaws so that, and part of the reason that we're doing that also is because we will in the future be doing a video on what is a cult. Okay. And so we want to do as much as we can to strengthen our bylaws to prevent cult type behavior within the organization. And there's a few flaws right now, and we're fixing those, and it's fine. Okay. So, nobody's doing cult like behavior now, but when Tia Eldaleva is 50 years old, and I'm long gone by then. And, we're going to create safety mechanisms in order for people to come in that they cannot just take over with, I am the grand channeler of Eru Iluvatar, and therefore what I say goes. Okay. Something like that. Okay. We're going to make sure, it's probably not likely, but we're going to make sure that nobody can do that. Okay. So you're not drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay. Well, and the thing is that we aren't either. Okay. But we don't want it to be where, you know, other people can take advantage of other people who would drink the Kool-Aid. Okay. And we're just going to at least give some legal, you know, means of being able to, you know, like remove a person that does that behavior, you know, without wasting any time. Okay. So we're not going to be one of those kinds of organizations. That being said, let's get started on Tarnin Austa, the gates of summer and summer solstice in the Elven viewpoint and Elven cosmology of J.R.R. Tolkien's Legendarium. And I'm going to get my Kindle opened up here. Okay, Linde Elalote, Song of the Starflower. So, I guess I'll breathe for a moment. Get that throat chakra cleared out. Wow, what was going on there for a moment, right? In fact, let me get some more tea. Linde Elalote, the Song of the Starflower. So we begin in the center of our area, which will we be practicing. And if you can face east. And we now envision the mists of swirling gold and silver light that naturally create our ritual area. Above us, below us, throughout the middle, and finally strengthened in the center and moving outward. And while toning, we want to, if we can bring our hands in namaste position, or if it feels right, we'll do the beheld, right? You know, like Aya, right? Behold. So I'm going to use namaste because it just works for me. We'll intone Eru, which is Eru Iluvatar, the all that is. Eru. Okay, this is the star pattern that we will trace, and it's similar to our logo, which, by the way, here's our logo, and you'll see that the star has more of a Vesica Pisces shape, and we call this the Septaquitra, and we will be replacing this in the book when we have time. But for now, the points still work, okay? And so we start at the 4 o'clock position, wherever we are. So this is 4 o'clock for me. And we intone Elenia, which is star of the day. Elenia. Go to the 8 o'clock position, and it's Sunday, Anaria. Anaria. The 2 o'clock position is Isilia, the moon day. Isilia. We go down to the 7 o'clock position, and it's Alduya, which is the day of the 2 trees. Alduya. We go up to the top of the noon position. We intone Heaven's Day, which is Menelia. Menelia. Go down to the 5 o'clock position, and we intone the Sea Day or Mariner's Day, Arenia. Arenia. We go to the 10 o'clock position, and we intone Valanya, which is the day of the Valar. Valanya. And we close the Septaquitra at the 4 o'clock position, and we intone Arda, which is of the earth. Arda. And now we want to put our hand in either Fear Not Mudra or Namaste or Behold, okay, like whichever way you like, okay? And we intone Aya 3 times. Aya, Aya, Aya. And now we call in the directions and the Valar, and let's see if I can get the glare off of the screen. You can probably see the Tengwar for east. Okay, so we draw this in the east part, okay, or in front of you, doesn't matter. Okay, we intone Roman, and this time we put our hands in Fear Not Mudra. Roman. We now call on Manwe Sulimo, the High King of Arda of the Eagles and the Winds, and his lady Varda Elentari, the Queen of the Stars and the protector of Arda and Iluvatar's children. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. Next we do, okay, that looks pretty good. So that is the Tengwar for Hjarmen, which is south. Okay, and hold our hand in Fear Not Mudra. Hjarmen. We now call on Tulkas, the youngest bare-handed ruddy warrior Vala, and Nessa, the sister of Orome, and the friend of the deer, she who dances on the new green grass. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. And now we want to do the one for north, and it looks like a B with a line under it. It's called Foreman. Foreman. We now call on Iule the smith, who dwells in the ground, the Vala of the mining and crafting of metals and gemstones. It was he who created the dwarves as a gift to Iluvatar, and to our motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits and the queenly Valië, of Arda's maturing green vegetation of harvest, and of the life that nourishes all of us. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. And then this one we want to trace onto our heart chakra. It looks like an N, and it has a little bit of a curve to it. Okay, so we want to put it right here. And it's called Ore. The Tengwar, okay, is called Ore, the heart, the inner mind. But when we intone, and we can put our hand upward, okay, it means above. So we'll intone Or. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm getting mixed up. Okay, we put our hand on our heart chakra where we just drew the heart and inner mind, Tengwar Ore, but we intone me, which means within. Me. We now call on the Huntvala, Orome, the Lord of the forests, he who loves the elves and wanders all of Arda on horseback with his horn, and to Vana, the ever young and vital, she who aligns with the flowers and the new plant growth. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. Okay. Now we do the one for above, which is Valië the sky. So it's the top one there. Okay, it looks like a U with a line. Okay. And so we draw that above us. Okay. And we can hold our hand in the Fear Not Mudra facing upwards and intone Or. Or. We now call on Laurelin, the Vala of the High Light Gardens, also known as Irmo, and Este the Gentle, the Valië of Rest, Sleep, and Healing. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we do the one for Arda, which is below. Okay, so it looks like Roman, east, but it has like an extra tail. Okay, so we do that below us. We hold our hand in Fear Not Mudra, like parallel to the ground. And we intone Undo, which means below. Undo. We now call on those of the Valar who walk alone. Ulmo, the brother of Manwe, the powerful and protective Vala of all of the musical waters of Arda, and Nienna, the Valië of our transformation and our rebirth. It is she who with her tears intensely cleanses and restores all forms of fear, pain, and hurt that have come before. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And our final direction, it looks like an M, but it's for west, and it's called Numen. Numen. We now call on Namo in the halls of Mandos, the Vala of balance and fair judgment of our respective paths of death, and Vaire, the weaver of the ever-changing black and white threads of time, the past, present, and the future. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now what we want to do is, so this is like to acknowledge the entire area. Okay, this is for the flame imperishable, and we'll intone Iluve, the all, the everywhere. So you can either draw like a big flame, like a wild flame, okay? You can do a candle flame, or you can visualize holding a flame in your, like, if you will, a vessel, okay? And we'll intone Iluve, which is the all, the everywhere. Iluve. We acknowledge that we are one with Iluvatar as well as the spirit of Christ consciousness for some Christians that we have present here. And we feel the flame imperishable within us in our circle of celebration on this day, Laita. Let us now celebrate Tarnin Austa, the gates of summer, the absolute height of Anar the Sun, the longest day of the Loa or the Elven year. Tarnin Austa is also considered the first of the 3 fire festivals, the second being Enderi, the middle days, and the third being Turu Halme, which is winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. In this season, when we see Arien in the skies the most, it's also the peak of our nourishment and Arda's vegetation growing toward its maximum. And now we enjoy these very warm to hot days ahead, awaiting the ripening season, the season of harvest, where we will reap the rewards of all of our hard work. Tolkien describes Tarnin Austa in the Legendarium as celebrated in a most unusual way. So I'm quoting from the Lost Tales here. And now, at length, is that great feast, Tarnin Austa, or the gates of summer, near at hand. For know that on a night that it was their custom to begin a solemn ceremony at midnight, continuing it even until the dawn of Tarnin Austa. excuse me, let me read that again. Continuing it even until the dawn of Tarnin Austa broke, and no voice was uttered in the city from midnight until the break of day. But the dawn they hailed with ancient songs. For years uncounted had the coming of summer thus been greeted with music of choirs, standing upon their gleaming eastern wall. And now comes even the night of vigil, and the city is filled with silver lamps, while in the groves upon the new-leaved trees, lights of jeweled colors swing, and low musics go along the way, but no voice sings until the dawn. The sun has sunk beyond the hills, and folks array them for the festival very gladly and eagerly, glancing in expectation to the east. And that is the end of the quote from the Lost Tales. We can also get to know she of the Maiar, who steers the sun, the fiery Arien, servant of the Valië Vana, the ever young. And we see Arien in all of her golden glory that is so light that it could be nearly blinding. And we then remember this is the only small portion of the golden tree Laurelin that is left. We bask in her steady, eternal warmth, and remember that the Loa will now wane back toward Isil the moon and Elenilor the stars, and then wax again after Turuhalme the log drawing. However, for now, let us reminisce and connect with the powerful height of the Anar energy and light, and welcome our connection with Arien, Laita. So we want to get ready for our meditation. Okay, and for some of those that want to infuse their beverage or their energy in some way with the star flower, this is the star flower. And you don't need a really strong picture of it. It can just, you know that it's 7-pointed and it looks like a star. Okay. So we can put that, like you can even imagine that and just like use your hand, put it in your tea, your water, whatever you have handy. If you want, you can, if you don't have water, you can pretend that you have water in your hand and drink like this. Okay. So let's get ready to close our eyes, get comfortable, feet flat on the floor, uncrossed, hands open, uncrossed, facing up or down, depending on what's comfortable. If you lie down, you might go to sleep. It is kind of better to sit upright and just kind of flow with the energies. But if you're lying down, that's fine. I just want to warn you, you might go to sleep. So as we close our eyes, we notice that we are standing on Coro Larire, the green mound of the two trees. We see the beautiful silvery moonlight of the white tree Telperion filling the left-hand side of our body. And while we see the left side glowing silver, even in our very blood, we especially circulate this silver energy around our ajna, or our third eye chakra, as well as our sacral, the orange chakra, about 3 inches below our belly button. And if you see other colors along with this silver light, that is fine. We just allow. And now we want to fill the right-hand side of our body with the gorgeous golden sunlight of the golden tree Laurelin. while seeing our right side glowing golden and the golden light in our very blood. And you may see other colors along with this golden light. We just allow. Circulate this golden energy around and see it in your blood, and also circulate it in your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, and also the solar plexus, which is located just underneath your it's like where the rib cage joins. It's right there. Let's allow ourselves to be nourished and nurtured by this healing light. Okay, now we want to extend our tree roots from our feet down into Arda, into the earth, and go to the center of the earth. So what we want to do is bring up the Arda energy and bring it up, and like you can even make it over your head. Okay, so bring up Arda energy, okay, over your head and up above your head. Okay. Next, we want to extend our branches, which hands, everything, okay, and bring up the energy. And as we do this, we want to bring the energy down and pull it all the way even under our feet. Okay, so we have the earth energy coming up and we have the spirit energy coming down. So we're in a really great way of like nurturing our aura. Today, we are going to make a new grounding cord. So this would be a cord that goes from our root chakra. So it would be parallel, like, you know, like it's not like this, it's more like this, and drop down from where your legs join your torso. Okay, so that area, like make that, and then the cord goes down to the center of the earth. And this, we have our roots in the earth and we're pulling up the energy. But the grounding cord is for releasing all that we don't need back down to the source where Arda can recycle it and make new energy. Okay, so that's how we, you know, create we have to make room in order to use new energy that we're bringing up. We have to let go of what we no longer need. So we want to let go of that down the grounding cord. So you're going, so what do I let go of in the grounding cord? Anything that is no longer needed. Okay, whether you know it or not. Okay, so you can even ask for things known and unknown that are not in your highest good to go down the grounding cord. It could be like if you could think of it in emotions that are less than joy and love. Okay, you can send those down the grounding cord. You could send anything that was anger, anything that was guilt, anything that was fear, anything that is, you know, shame, anything that has those lower vibrations. You want to just ask for it to be released down the grounding cord into the center of Arda. Okay. And allow the flame imperishable to burn up everything, recycle it, and make new energy from source energy for you to bring up your roots and bring into your vessel, your being, your aura. Okay. And you can clear out all your chakras, okay, with this light, because we have all of this golden and silver and all of this spiritual light to now do all of our aura work. And we already have protection around that. Okay, the golden and silver light really kind of has its own protection around it. Okay, so ask for your guides to up level your energy right now. Allow all of this sadness, all of this other stuff to just go down that grounding cord and beef up your energy with this amazing light, especially the solar light today, because it's at the height. It is at the very height that it needs to be if you are in the northern hemisphere. Okay, if you're in the southern hemisphere, you can still ask for the sunlight, although you may feel also the need to work with the lunar energies and the star energies. And that's completely fine too. Okay. And so the trees have a symbiotic relationship. So what we want to see is the fluctuation of the golden and then the silver light in a really gentle, kind of wave-like pattern, very organic, very regular, very timely, very soothing, very peaceful. And now we want to visualize ourselves, perhaps as an elf, partaking in the great feast of Tarnin Austa. And on the eve, at midnight, we see ourselves, along with all the other elves, very restless and excited, and yet reverent to mark Arien's longest journey of the year with Anar the Sun. For 5 to 6 hours, no one hears a peep, and yet no one can sleep either. And upon sunrise, we see all the elves, including yourself, burst into a beautiful and cheery elven song. We revel in this exuberant vibration and engaging sound for as long as we wish. We also make the time to visit the Maia Arien, she who steers Anar the Sun through the gate of summer. Feel her loving, glowing, golden warmth. See and embody her light, and allow it to heal you, and especially in your solar plexus area, the area in which we receive. This would be the area that is just below the joining of your rib cage. Really fill that energy with solar energy, okay? Anar energy, Arien energy. We fill ourselves with this physical energy along with confidence and self-esteem. We feel competent, confident, deserving, and worthy of embracing all that Arda has to offer to us. We see Anar traveling throughout the sky and finally setting into the doors of night, into the west. And all the while, we remember what messages, what symbols and feelings that we get from being in contact with such pure golden light through Arien, the steers lady of Anar the Sun. Some communications may come and be received for you personally. Some might be for the spiritual path. And I have been guided to create 10 minutes for our Okay, so 10 minutes for our meditation today. And I'm going to start YouTube has a lot of videos that I'd love to play, except many of them have copyright issues. So what I'm going to do is, since it's a fire festival, I'm going to have fire for the background for the music. And then that way they don't copyright flag this, because this is a public video. And I'm going to begin playing the fire. And we'll have 10 minutes to meditate, and we'll come back and we'll close the circle. Can someone type in the comments if you can hear the fire in the video? Oh, 11:55, how interesting. Excellent. Thank you, Merlin, for letting us know. Okay, so now that I know, I'm going to push 10 minutes on the timer. Okay, and it's counting down. Thank you, Nimue. Our meditation now can come to a close. We want to thank the Valar, and we want to thank the Maia Arien, as well as any other Maia or Elven guides at this point for their assistance, and Anar the Sun. And we want to slowly come back to the physical world. We remember what transpired in our meditation. We want to bid all of this farewell and come back to Arda in our bodies. So we'll slowly come back to Koro Larire, which is the green mound of the two trees. We bring our consciousness within the two trees themselves. So we slow down the golden energy and like shrink it, whatever you got to do. We slow down the silver energy and shrink it, okay? Pull up our roots. We know we have this connection with Arda anytime we want. Okay, and I recommend that you keep your grounding cord so that you can release whatever needs to be released down to source. If you ever need Arda energy, your roots are right there. You can just ask for energy. If you need energies from the sky, the stars, the sun, the moon, you ask for that energy to come into your field. And now we take that golden and silver light that we have and we combine it together, and we see it becoming the 3 Silmarils, which are the jewels that were made with the golden and the silver light by the elf Feanor, the Noldor. You want to keep those jewels with you, even in your pocket, and you can access their healing energy anytime that you would like. And now if you want to take a deep breath, come back in your body. If you're having trouble, get a little bit of salt on the tip of your tongue. Okay, or drink water, something just to get you back in your body. So we want to acknowledge the directions and all of the things, that the elements that made our ritual today. Our work is done, and we acknowledge the existence of Iluvatar, Eru, the all that is, and the flame imperishable, while we are in circle, and we thank the Christ Spirit for being with us in circle, for Christians present. And may we see your presence in all outside of this circle, Laita. Thank you to all of the Valar, and in particular, none of the Valar in particular. Sorry, I'm reading from something else. For being with us in circle and for carrying out in spirit our work done here today. We hereby open ourselves to you, even outside of this circle, Laita. We acknowledge and are grateful to the elements and the directions and to the silver and especially golden light for creating our blessed space in which we may do our spiritual work on this sacred day, Laita. And so now with all of the golden and silver energy that we generated when we first started doing the intoning and the direction calling, we want to lower that into Arda, like mentally just see it kind of sinking into the ground and all the way down to Arda. Arda. Here is a gift of energy, of pure intent, of love, light, and healing that comes from the very deepest places of our hearts, and may it heal you and all of your inhabitants and bring all things to natural balance. The circle is now open. Laita. So we are done with ritual. And if any of you want to type into the live chat with what you have experienced in ritual, if you're watching the replay, you can enter it in the comments. So either way. And yeah, so I wanted to share kind of what I got here in, boy, if I didn't pick the best place for, you know, having a midsummer or an Elven Summer Solstice ritual, it would be Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, because it's, it's blazing here. It's been, 112 degrees on certain days. We are starting to get some of the monsoon clouds a little bit right now, which I'm very thankful for, because yeah, any kind of break in this just pure sun weather, it's just because it's a lot. Okay. And I think that we have a couple of people in Arizona that can really relate with this right now. So Han and Lay, oh, thank you, Erolostiel. Wonderful. So I did want to, invite you to share your experience if you are so inclined. If it's personal, that's fine too. You don't have to share, like if it's personal. But so I was getting that I just needed the fires, if you will, the fire of the golden energy to burn off everything that I no longer need in my life right now. And I wonder right now if that's what all of us are supposed to be doing, is burning off all of this toxic energy, like all of the stuff that, like, as we go into, ascension, or as we go into earth changes, like, however you guys want to see that. Okay. And these are not like just new age stories. These are actually stories that come from thousands of years of, like, pretty much every religion has a time where it is, the energy shifts from the darkness into the light. Okay. But not without, like, it going into the super dark first. Right. So we are in one of those times right now. And I was just getting that the sunlight, the solar light, the light of the sun, even like for Christians, the sun, SUNSON, okay, that, and when Christ energy like visits me, it looks like it's golden light, okay, it's like very sunlight looking. So I'm pretty sure that, like that's the color. So whether you're Christian, whether you are, pagan, whether you're heathen, whether you are Buddhist, whether you are an atheist, it doesn't even matter. I think that the sunlight can be very healing, but we need to be careful with it because it's just so powerful, like, and especially in our physical bodies, like getting sunburn and things like that. So I do think, though, that we do need sun energy, and the way that it can enter is through our eyes and not directly. So if you can go outside and just, even if you shade, where you are, like, so that the sun does not burn your skin, look in the sky and allow some of the sunlight to come in your body and really circulate that around your solar plexus, and allow everything that you no longer need in your energy field to go down the grounding cord into Arda, into the recycle bin, so that Arda can burn away all of the, icky stuff and recycle it and make pure source energy for us to use in our lives going forward. So this is kind of like, if you will, when you turn off a computer and reboot it and do everything again, that's kind of what we're doing with our bodies right now, is we're rebooting it, and we're using the power of Anar the Sun being steered by the fiery Maia Arien, and allowing it to just let go of everything that we no longer need and have it burn away from us. Okay. So that's the visual that I was getting while I was in meditation with fire. And I welcome, anybody else, like with any visions that they had. So I did also want to tell you guys on a personal level, I let go of my place in Los Angeles because I had like this streak of, like repeated, like house sitting, pet sitting, plant sitting, these types of things for like all into January. Okay. So it didn't make sense for me to like really have a place. So July and August are still not really booked out. So I'm going to be, kind of intermittent, like with internet access and being able to have time and space to do this, because even with internet access at the places, sometimes you need a quiet place, one that I can speak in and not disturb the rest of the home too, you know, so I'll do what I can. So Nimue says monsoons are supposed to hit Wednesday, where we are really looking forward. I know. And it's wonderful, actually, especially after you've been baking in 100+ degree sun for a while. So yeah, that's excellent. Very much felt the warm golden healing light dancing on my skin and sinking in. Wonderful. 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 So I'm hoping that all of you had experienced like the height of that sunlight energy, and especially clearing out and opening up our solar plexus. We want to expand that with so much solar power and solar energy. And what we can do with that is nourish our confidence, nourish our get up and go, nourish our, you know, like our vigor for life again. Some people like, you know, like it can be like, you know, oh, it's not worth it, I won't try anything, you know, and they can get really down. Okay, this is the best exercise to do, is to give our solar plexus a ton of sunlight. So you can imagine the sun inside of your solar plexus and shining outwards. It's a great exercise. I have to do it a lot being a Capricorn, okay? So, and plus I have moon in Leo, so that already tells you I need the sun, okay? So that's why I do henna on my hair, okay? It's why I do a lot of like work with solar energy. And look, I'm even wearing kind of a golden color top right now. So I want you guys to have the rest of a wonderful day and really enjoy this time right now as we go in. So as it gets into, you know, July and August, we're going to be doing a lot more relaxing dog days type things. Okay. But right now, while it's charged up with all of this solar energy, let's just enjoy that part right now. And we can, you know, really, really ask that solar energy to be used in a way that is really beneficial to us and make headway in things that maybe have been blocking us or stuck, or, you know, sadness that's heavy, whatever it is that we're like letting go of. Let that sunlight, let that golden light of Laurelin, let that fiery energy of Arien show us how to release that and transmute it into energy that we use for ourselves and our goals. Okay. Laita, blessings to all of you. And I'm going to let you get going. And I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful summer solstice. Tarnin Austa, the gates of summer. Laita, many blessings to all of you. It's Kementari signing off. Have a good day and a good evening. Thank you, Merlin. Thank you, Nimue, Erolastiel, Faith, Nimue, Draco. Okay, I think that's everyone that's here. And for our folks that couldn't come today, that messaged me, Linda, Jennifer, Morgan LaFay, Eluenda, we wish you a happy Tarnin Austa, Valima Tarnin Austa. Okay, have a good one, you guys. Bye-bye. And Jasmine made it too. She messaged me in a Facebook Messenger because she can't message in the, you know, for that's great. We hope you have a wonderful one in Ireland, and I can't wait to be coming soon. Bye-bye. Laita. Blessings to all of you.